So I was about 38 weeks pregnant and I was in the gym. I was doing my last set of some arm curls and my wolf just went. And I got in the car to go home and called Ed and said, I think we need to go to the RVI and I think we're having a baby soon.
I was there at Harris's birth, yes, so he's our firstborn, our first kid. The most amazing thing.
So when I went to the postnatal ward, they were planning to do a blood sugar test around about midnight. So they called one of the doctors from the neonatal unit to have a little look at him. And he was a little bit cold, but his blood sugar was okay. And when they were trying to get the cannula in, one of the nurses noticed he'd stopped breathing. And he stopped for like maybe 15-20 seconds at first and then carried on breathing for himself after. So this carried on for a short while until they decided they had to put him on a ventilator to do his breathing for him.
I met the family when they were on the neonatal unit to introduce myself, and I worked very closely with Claire, the physiotherapist. Harris was born at term and he was unwell after birth and was found to have a neonatal stroke, which was confirmed on MRI.
Right at the start of the process with the RVI and Tiny Lives, they explained the potential impacts from the stroke that Harris had. They found out that he'd had a perinatal stroke. Tiny Lives were there to help reassure us, help us understand the various support that they were able to provide. So that was a whole range of different things, from practical things such as helping support with the car parking and the like, which just removed an extra headache and something to worry about. Practical things for Liz, you go in with an overnight bag thinking you're going to be there and in and out. You don't necessarily think about all these extra things that you might want and need. So with him having a right-sided stroke, his impacts kind of present on the left-hand side. So there's a programme called Early Treatment in Perinatal Stroke, or ETIPS. They helped advise us as to how we could implement ETIPS techniques to help reduce the impact of his stroke.
So ETIPS is all about stimulating the side that's affected by the stroke. So from the kind of setting up of our home, we made sure that when we walk into his bedroom and his nursery that he sees us on his left-hand side. We dress him, so we always put his left-hand side into his clothes first. We dress him like that. When we sit and play with him, we try and sit on his left-hand side. When we feed him, we sit on his left-hand side. So really everything that's coming to him is coming from his left-hand side.
Right at the start of this whole process, when we received that difficult bit of news that Harris had had a stroke, shortly after that we said, you know, if we are able to make it through this and, you know, Harris comes out of this and he makes it through, then we're going to make sure that we give him the most adventurous life that, you know, we can possibly give him. So that was kind of our commitment. We have an out and about running buggy, which is great fun. He absolutely loves it, and we've done lots of park runs with it. So Harris has already clocked up a couple of gold buggy park runs, which has been great fun. So we're fortunate enough to have a lovely park at Paddy Freeman's just around the corner, and Urban Green have a lovely little cafe there with an ice cream shop that Harris likes to go and enjoy. There's a boating lake which he loves to sit and watch the ducks and enjoy the swings.
So the most important thing actually is to remember is as long as all the interventions that we talk about is actually what the parents do. So Liz and Ed have done a fantastic job with supporting Harris with his development and all the things they've done with him.
Harris sees Claire the physio at the RVI. Generally they play with him and play with his toys in front of him, and they can just assess how much he's using his left side versus his right side and what he can do with picking up things with his both hands, passing them between, and just generally how he's developing in sort of gross motor skills as well.
He goes to a swim class every Friday that's up at Paddle Pods, so Nemo Swim, and he does all sorts. He goes around the pool with his friends, splashing about. He'll hold onto my back and swim on top of the water. He'll swim underneath the water. And then he particularly likes doing Humpty Dumpty and jumping off the side of the pool. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And it doesn't bother him one bit going under the water, which is great.
He's been doing really well. He's progressing really well, and he's kind of meeting his milestones, which is really encouraging for us.
He's already had an amazing first year in life after a difficult start, and I think we're just growing in confidence, exposing him to new things, taking him on more adventures, and pushing him and helping him become the most amazing guy that he can be.